Hello and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about Ashran, and that might put some of you off initially, but if it does, well, just stay a minute because they've actually made some really good changes to Ashran. I mean, really, these are potentially changes that will get me participating in Ashran quite a bit more than I already do, and for reference, I currently don't really do much Ashran at all. So there are two main changes. First of all, there's a whole new area underground, which is cool, but the most important change is actually the change that they have made to the rewards of Ashran, which I think will create much better gameplay. First of all though, because it's the visual thing, I'm going to show you this new cave area. So first of all, Harrison Jones is here, and essentially he gives you a quest for 100 conquest points to head in here and do some investigating. Now inside this new area, which is the Apexis, I think it's called the Apexis excavation or something like that, you have got quite a few different things. So first of all, if you look in the map, right now, this is kind of the Alliance entrance, then up here you've got the Horde entrance, and then there are two other areas. You've got this one here, the Rookmaz's Vault, and then also the Amberlight Cavern. And the way this place seems to work right now, from what I can tell, is there is one event, and that event is in Rookmaz's Vault. Essentially, whenever the event spawns, when you kill these Arakoa people, I think they drop an item which you can then turn into Rookmaz, and whichever team I think, like, you know, drops in enough to him will actually complete the event. I believe that's what it is. It's, you know, I don't really know 100% right now. I should probably not die, so let's just stop for 1 second and not die. Oh dear, I've fallen into the water. Where is Lay on Hands? Why is that not a thing that's on my spellbook? Hang on. There we go. Now it's all fine. So I'm at the middle of the Ashran excavation at the minute, and we're going to head into Rookmaz's place. These guys are really just, they're quite feisty. Come on, away you go. Come on. Ah. Okay, well, if you're going to be a dick, then fine, follow me. So here's Rookmaz's Vault. Here is the man himself. I don't really know if he does that much. He currently is not really interactable. And in this vault, well, there isn't a great deal going on at the minute. I'm going to assume that should the event spawn, cool stuff will happen. Also, this is labeled the Lost Titan Artifact. That's got to be of some sort of significance to something. Okay, right, this guy's just got a death wish, so let's finish him off. Yeah, Lost Titan Vault, so maybe the lore people will be interested in that because, well, we already know the Titans are very involved in Draenor. Not as involved as they were in Azeroth, but we know they kind of cruised around the place for a little bit. Now, we've had a look at the Rookmaz's place. Let's just quickly check in at this cavern. Spoiler, there's not a great deal there, and then I'll talk about the rewards, and I'll probably do that post-commentary, because they really are quite exciting. So, this new area of Ashran does do one pretty cool thing. It links it links Storm Shield and War Spear by their mine entrances, which essentially skips out on the lane in the middle. Now, of course, to actually winning Ashran, oh, there you can see I actually did collect some marks by killing that guy. Yeah, so by bypassing that thing at the middle, it kind of allows you to, I suppose, have a little bit more in terms of strategies. Now, in this cave, you've got some elite guys, which I'm not really going to bother with, and I killed one of these rockworms before, nothing really came of it, so I'm just going to assume that whatever should be here isn't really implemented. Anyway, so this will let you kind of go behind enemy lines and do various fun things like that. It is obviously slower as a mode of transport, but it could still lead to some fun tactical things, and it's nice to get another, I suppose, layer to Ashran, and right now we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out, because obviously I'm the only person, oh no, there's one other person in the, in Ashran at the minute. So anyway, let's go and talk about the rewards. So while that new area might seem like the big thing in Ashran, honestly, I think the most important change is what they've done to the rewards, and I think this stuff is truly very good. Way back in the beta, I said that one of my biggest problems with Ashran is how the rewards were balanced and distributed. Essentially, you didn't really get rewards for kind of doing the main objectives of Ashran. You got rewards for hopping around to these little side things, and honestly, in my opinion, it just didn't really match up, and it didn't really lead to good, conducive gameplay. However, things have now changed a little bit. It's obviously still PTR, they might tweak with these numbers, but here's what we're looking at currently. Basically, there are two weekly quests. The first one is called Slay Them All, and the second one is called Ashran Dominance. Slay Them All asks you to kill 200 enemy players, and in return for that, you'll get 200 conquest points, which is certainly very nice, because what are you doing in Ashran for most of the time? You're killing people. And I think one of the issues people had with Ashran is you could go in, spend 2 hours, and if your team was doing well, you get loads of rewards. If they weren't doing well, you get basically nothing. That sort of pads out that problem and means that it's not really as much of an issue, because even if your team isn't completely winning, you're still going to get kills here and there, and you still will be progressing. So I think this is going to make just staying in Ashran for longer a lot more palatable. The next weekly quest is called Ashran Dominance. It asks you to win 5 of the side events in Ashran, and then also defeat the enemy faction leader. That is, as far as I'm concerned, definitely very good. And it will give you 500 conquest points, which is a very big amount, and a Champion's Strongbox, which, according to the tooltip, contains a bit of Wild Gladiator equipment, which I think that's the conquest stuff. I'm not 100% sure though, so don't really quote me on it. And moreover, there are also some repeatable quests. So I don't know if that Slay Them All about killing the players is repeatable, but I know that the Ashran Dominance, so the quest about killing the faction leader and winning the events, that is repeatable, which is great. Obviously repeatable for diminished rewards, but essentially what we know here is that Ashran is going to be more balanced around you actually playing to win in terms of the rewards, and I think that really is very good. Also, in terms of some other reward changes, winning events now gives you honor instead of conquest, and also defeating the enemy's boss no longer gives you a gleaming Ashmal Strongbox. That stuff's mainly been shifted over to these quests from what I can tell. And this is just a change that I'm honestly quite excited about, because I think it means when I go into Ashran, I can sit down, I can play it for 2 hours or whatever, and I can be guaranteed to at least have some form of progression. It won't feel like my time is being poured into a void. And that really does excite me a lot, because right now in the game, I am, once my university stuff is done, thinking of moving a little bit more into PvP. Obviously still, like, raiding with my guild is the main thing, which, by the way, in case any of you wonder, like, oh, does he even enjoy the game? Yeah, I love raiding. That's why I play WoW. It's bloody fantastic. I'm in a really, really great guild of great people. But aside from that, you know, those times when I traditionally would have wanted to hop off and do a rep or something like that, yeah, I think I'm going to try PvPing more, and a part of that will probably involve getting conquest from Ashran, and it seems like that's going to be a far more enjoyable experience, based on what I can think anyway. Obviously, I have not tested this on the live client where the rewards actually matter, and Ashran is not particularly populated on the PTR. So that's basically it for now. I think these are some really positive changes, definitely happy to see it, and my hope is that with what's here now, and maybe with any other changes they might make, Ashran might be a more fun and just better bit of content in the game. So there you go, some great news. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you next time.